Okay, so this is year 2000 question. Diagram shows a circle, center O, with equation x squared plus y squared equals to r squared. So standard circle equation, which means that the radius is r. So points A, B, C, D, okay, they form a rectangle, okay, and with the shaded area here. So find the volume obtained by rotating this shaded part about the x-axis. Now, about the x-axis, right, means that we need to rotate the x. Okay, so because of that, the volume equation will be pi integrate y squared dx, and we'll need to find the limits in the x-axis on the x-axis. So this will be just r, and here will be this length of the rectangle of the triangle. Okay, so this is r, so this one will be r cosine alpha. Of course, this part will be then r sine alpha. Okay, standard. But we don't need the height yet. So the volume for part 1 basically is just going to be pi integrate from r cosine alpha to r y square dx. And when we make y the subject, we'll make y square the subject. Okay, from here, you'll just get r square minus x square. So everything from there is pretty straightforward. R square x minus 1/3 x cubed from r cosine alpha to r. Okay, let's just shift this. So when we sub in, r cubed minus r cubed over 3, then we minus r cubed cosine alpha minus 1/3 r cubed cosine cubed alpha. So now we take out the 1/3. We take out 1/3 and the pi and the r cube. So we get 1/3 pi r cube. This part, r cube minus r cube over 3, we get 2r cube over 3, right? So we get 2 minus. So because of this 1/3 here, it will become 3 cosine alpha. Okay, don't remove the brackets too early, okay, to reduce careless sometimes. So take out 1/3 r cube, we are left with cosine cube alpha. Just minus cosine cube alpha. So we follow what the question wants with cosine cube at the front. So we just bring this, minus minus becomes positive. So cosine cube alpha minus 3 cosine alpha plus 2. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward, shown. Now, part 2. Show the volume of S is 4 over 3 pi r cube, 1 minus cosine cube alpha. Now, what happens is that the volume of the shaded area we have found in part 1, and the volume of when AB is rotated around it, okay, it's actually a cylinder. And the cylinder, the volume of the cylinder is just pi r square h. So in this case, the radius is going to be r sine alpha, and the h is 2r cosine alpha. This is the h. Okay. S also includes this side. So you need to times 2 to the answer in part 1. So for part 2, the volume is just 2 of 1/3 pi r cube cosine cube alpha minus 3 cosine alpha plus 2. Okay, let's make this a square bracket here. Plus pi r square h 2r cosine alpha. Okay, so because there's 4 over 3 pi r cube, we can just take out pi r cube first. Okay, we can take out a 2. There's a 2 here. There's a 2 here. So I can take out 2/3 pi r cube first. Okay, to make things simpler. So I'm left with here cosine cube alpha minus 3 cosine alpha plus 2 plus. Now that I have taken out pi r cube, the r will be disappear because you can see that the r is here. I took out the 2, but because I divide by 3, I need to multiply by 3. I'm left with 3, the pi gone, here is sine square alpha, and then left with cosine alpha. Okay? You might also want to have more steps before you factorize out. Okay? So this sine square, right, we can change to 1 minus cosine square. Okay, because everything is in cosine, so we can just change this accordingly. So you're left with 2/3 pi r cube cosine cube alpha minus 3 cosine alpha plus 2 plus, so 3 cosine alpha minus 3 cosine cube alpha. Okay, so you can see that the 3 cosine alpha is going to cancel out. And this 2 will give you a negative 2 cosine cube alpha. So 2/3 pi r cube 2 positive minus 2 cosine cube alpha. And then now we take out the 2, we'll get 4/3 pi r cube 1 minus cosine cube alpha. So shown. Okay, pretty straightforward. Last part, given that the volume of S is half the volume of a sphere of radius r, find the value of alpha. So a sphere, the volume of a sphere is actually 4/3 pi r cube. Okay, so they are given is half of the volume of a sphere. So given the volume of S, which is 4/3 pi r cube of 1 minus cosine cube alpha, is half of the volume of a sphere. Okay, the 4/3 pi r cube, we can see that they are the same on both sides. We can cancel out. So you are left with 1 minus cosine cube alpha equals to half. Cosine cube alpha is also half. Okay, so cosine alpha is cube root of half, or half to the power of 1/3. Okay, did they say anything about alpha? No. So what they have about alpha, at least within this diagram, is that alpha must be between 0 to 90. So that is a limitation that we have. It must be within the first quadrant. Okay, so using the GC, okay, let's take half to the power of 1/3. We should get 0.7937. Okay, so alpha, make sure it's in degree mode. You will get 37.5 degrees. Hey, if it's radian mode, just leave it in radians. It's okay. Okay, they did not say to find alpha in degrees or radians. Yeah, they did not say whether it's in degrees or radians, so we can leave it in degrees. Okay, so that is the answer for the last part.